I'm ComicManAndy. It's Andy Given Thursdays. This is the Comic Core. We're talking villains, so stay tuned.
This is Andy.
Excitement's building.
This is Thursday.
I'm nervous. Breathe with me, guys.
And this is Andy on Thursday. That's right, we gave Andy his own show.
No way. No way.
Yes way, Andy.
Holy sheet.
Holy sheet indeed. Andy Given Thursday. Live every Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern, only on the Comic Core.
Holy sheet indeed. It is time. It's time to boogie down. And you know who we're boogieing down tonight with? Boogieing down tonight. I'm not going to be able to talk tonight. Hey, we're bringing back two awesome guests with this great show tonight. And I'm going to dip right in. We're going to introduce these guys, and then we're going to hit up this chat, right? It's been popping. It's been busy. So let's get to it. And I'm really excited to have these guys back. And first up, we have the Vincent McLean, the comic machine. Kind of like listen to that rocky music in the background when you say it. Then you watch Vincent, up at the top of the stairs bouncing. Yeah.
Whoop.
Good to see you, man.
Thanks for having me back, bro.
Dude, I'm excited to talk. I'm excited to talk your list, man, because your list is interesting.
Oh, thank you. I try to stay interesting and bring new stuff that people don't know about. That's what I like to do, and that's what I'm about.
Ah, very cool. Very cool. Next up, back in the house tonight, Andy Given Thursdays. Happy to introduce again. We've got Justin. Justin Cup. There it is. The flash intro.
I wanted to surprise everybody. What's up, guys? Really excited to be here. Made a good list. Excited to talk about it. DC related for the most part. I think I have one or two that are not. So let's get to it. I'm excited to chat and argue it out.
Yeah, and speaking of chat, let me hit up this chat.
Yes.
The better part of Andy Given Thursdays is this chat and everybody here hanging out. It's great to see everybody. Once again, we had Ruben Guzman first in the house. Cowabunga fam, good to see you, man. Hey, Chris, man, you got to beat Ruben. It's between you and Ruben. Who's first? Ricky Markstadt. Oh, squeaky chair's making a scene. All right. Ricky Markstadt, good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Animali Comics. I finally got that name down right. Animali. Hey, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Like we said, Chris Bear. Hey, good to see you, man. And, of course, Vincent's in the chat as well. He's here and in the chat. So we've got Gretzky. Mr. Gretzky, great to see you. Good to see you. Zuni also as well. Hey, hope you're doing well tonight. Welcome to Andy Given Thursdays. Come on, mama. Hey, Kingpin. Ooh, that's a good pick.
That was a good one.
Really good pick. K. Titus, all the way from Japan. Konnichiwa, sir. Great to see you. Be sure to check out K. Titus's channel. He's actually helping to teach some people some Japanese, which is awesome.
That's
and
cool.
does great shout outs. And let's see, StreamYard's running a little slow. There's BTC Moon Guy. Good to see you, man.
I love that art. Out. That's awesome.
Honey Badger.
Yeah.
All right. I'm excited. Andy Given Thursdays. I like this. This was a great idea you guys came up with top 5 street level heroes. And then when we were talking last week about what will we do next week as far as, speculation or anything like that. It's like, well, it was obvious. Is why not? You guys said, let's do street level villains. And I'm like, hell yeah.
I messed up because I put Kingpin in my heroes and I didn't mean to.
The line can be kind of blurred with Kingpin, but speaking of blurred lines really quick here, a heads up for everybody watching. Warning, this is not intended for younger viewers. There will be spicy words and occasional spicy phrases, so you've been warned. Thanks for hanging out, everybody.
Mainly
and
Vincent.
so this list was a lot tougher than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
No, I disagree. I think the heroes is a lot tougher.
Ooh. I love villains just as much as I love heroes, though.
It's just so many, like a lot of mine, like the ones I really wanted to use had powers,
I don't know. I felt like the complete opposite for you guys. Like, I felt like it was harder for me to pick the heroes that I wanted because they had powers, but villains seemed to be like a lot easier for me to do because I didn't have to like think like really hard about, oh, no, I can't pick that one. He's got powers or whatever.
Yeah.
that's how I felt with this list. So that's kind of interesting that I'm like complete opposite of you guys on that.
It is interesting.
I found myself wanting to add some villains, and then I'm like, ooh, no, I better double check like Wikipedia or the Marvel website and be like, make sure this person doesn't have any like latent like superhuman powers. And I actually had to redo my list 2 or 3 times because just forgot to double check. But speaking of superhuman powers, the fastest growing channel on YouTube right now, Skeph's Comic Knowledge. Good to see you. What's up, ladies? Where? They must be hiding underneath the desk.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Kate Titus, thanks, man. Don't forget to hit that like button. Appreciate it. Let's just dive right into this list and start. Like Vincent, you didn't have a tough time making your list. I think I rewrote mine 3 or 4 times. Justin, you had to. Yours was a little bit tougher. You said.
Yeah, definitely. Because I wanted to use so many good Flash villains, but technically they have powers, so it was hard.
Ooh, yeah, that's good point. But first up at number 5 for Justin was Vulture.
Yeah. So I'm not a huge Spider-Man fan. I love the movies and stuff, but I think his character, especially with the movie, I loved it so much. It was such a good addition. We haven't seen the Green Goblin in a long time since like the OG Spider-Man. So I just think bringing in a phenomenal actor, Keaton, and making him play that role, I just loved him, and he really pushes Spider-Man to really, I would say, like he in the movie at least makes him become Spider-Man because he really pushes him to the brink of death, which is really kind of where I chose him. So
interesting, very cool.
I'm not gonna lie, since you mentioned the Green Goblin, that would have been a really good villain to pick.
Yeah, because he's kind of superpowery.
It's kind of like he did take a serum, but he's not like way like overpowered or anything like that. But Green Goblin would have been a good choice, I think, because he is like definitely like very street and stuff like that. But
it'd be great to see him come back if they do another Spider-Man movie when they do.
Speaking of Green Goblin, Skeph said it doesn't count, and I'm curious why, man. Fill us in on that. Defend that. Ricky's got some great picks here. Joker, Owlman, Deadshot, Boomerang, Scarecrow, Riddler, Captain Cold, Mr. Gretzky 2, Calendar Man, Trickster, Crazy Quill, Captain Cold, Toyman. I almost said Troy.
These are good.
Ooh, Chris Barrett, Shredder, Male Bologna?
Yeah, that's great.
Barrett, you gotta fill us in on that. Is that a typo or am I just dumb tonight?
Grundy's questionable.
And Malbogia is literally a lower devil like demon from hell that has like he's a demon. Like that does not count.
Maybe we should go over the like kind of like what we mean by what
That's a good point. Starting out with that.
Some people might not have caught the previous show.
Yeah, so street level heroes, street level villains is basically not non-superhuman, right? Just basic humans, trained skills.
Batman.
Yeah. Batman was a good hero. Daredevil was another good one. What else? The Punisher we had on there.
Elsa from Frozen. She was my alternate.
Yeah, they can't be immortal. They can't be like they can be max level of ability as far as a human can possibly be, like Captain America, but they can't be super powered by any means. Like they can't be immortal. They still need to be able to die from something somehow. Even it might take it a lot, but they have to be able to die. They're not immune from disease. They're not immune from like not having to eat food or drink or anything like that. Like the Juggernaut, he doesn't need to eat anything or drink anything because of the powers of Sidorak. Yeah, they need to be max level human, and that's it.
Yeah, so no mutant powers, no immortality, no demons.
Grundy could be one. That's fair. Grundy just got poisoned in that lake from Arkham. I think it was Arkham. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
Interesting.
I don't know.
The principal from Breakfast Club and Biff.
Back to the Future.
The Future, nice. But yeah, your number 5 was Vulture, and continuing on, Vincent, I really like this pick. I want to hear more from you on this pick, and that was John Doe from 7.
Yeah, so I just thought it was kind of interesting to bring like an out of the box kind of like villain character. And I'm not gonna lie, Skeff pretty much was like very much into like giving us out of the box ideas. So that's kind of where I like went. For you guys that don't know this, the movie 7 with Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman actually had comics made either before or after. I don't know the history of it, but I was looking in back issue bins like a couple of weeks ago and I saw that. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't know they had that. So I also think that like super crazy criminals, or like, you know, if only Hannibal Lecter was in comic books, I would have actually put him on my list, but he's not in comic books, so it doesn't count. But I feel like John Doe, who was played by Kevin Spacey in the 7 movies, was like a mastermind, you know, kind of like some other characters and crazies that come from movies and stuff. And it's just really good. It's one of those really awesome, like thriller, slow burns and huge twists and all that kind of stuff. And so I felt like putting something a little bit out of the box. And it's just a great movie too. So,
dude, I like it.
I like it. That's a good choice.
Yeah. StreamYard's lagging. StreamYard's dragging. Let's go. Because Skeff had a funny one right there. And there it is. Oop. Johnny from Cobra Kai. But yeah, my number 5 was I picked Jigsaw for my number 5.
That's an awesome choice. I mean, he could be arguably a number 1.
And when you Google search and look for villains, Jigsaw doesn't come up on many lists at all, if not any, actually. Jigsaw is one of my favorite villains because of story arc in Punisher Volume 2 in the late 80s. Oh, no, must have been 92, 93, where Frank Castle actually went to Rikers Island, went to the prison, and was stuck in prison with a lot of these villains. And Jigsaw was there, and Jigsaw actually strapped Frank Castle to a table and just mangled his face and sliced it up to make him look like Jigsaw because of what Frank Castle did to him. Like, it was gruesome. And
jeez,
is there any relation to the Saw movies Jigsaw, or is this a completely different character?
Completely different character. He was a mobster in the Punisher storyline, and Frank just jacked him up something fierce. In the Warzone movie, he falls into a big vat of crushing glass from a catwalk. Jeez. And gets just messed up gnarly. In the Punisher Netflix show, Frank Castle just smashes his face repeatedly against a bunch of mirrors on a merry-go-round and just slashes and slices his face up. And he was going to work out really good on the show until they decided to end at season 2, and then just had him kill him off. At least that was it for that show.
Yeah, that scene was intense, man. I loved it. I need to rewatch it.
I gotta watch it anyway. So
it really was intense. And Jigsaw's got enough crazy to make you wonder sometimes if he's got superpowers. You know what I mean? But he doesn't. He's got just enough crazy.
Like, speaking of crazy, I thought about putting Victor Zsasz on this list too.
Oh, that's a good one.
Like I said, I really wanted to put Hannibal Lecter on here. Like, I'm a huge fan of those movies. The TV show where Mads Mikkelsen portrays Hannibal Lecter is just insane. Like, he is literally like Christopher or Anthony Hopkins younger version by like 40 years, and he does a perfect like profile and rendition of the character Hannibal Lecter. And just the movies are all great, but he's not in a comic book, so I couldn't put him in here. So. But I wanted to do Victor Zsasz because that's like crazy. Like, you want to have crazies.
Did you check out the Gotham show?
I haven't seen it yet.
The actor that they use for Victor is pretty great.
Really?
Yeah. It's a good show. I mean, I'm a huge Batman fan, so I fangirled over it. But
a buddy at work is
like it.
A buddy of mine at work said that he really liked the Gotham show too as well. and I definitely will give it a fair shake whenever I get around to watching it. But like, I feel like Victor Zsasz is definitely like in that whole realm of crazy, like with Jigsaw for you, Andy, and stuff like that. Like that's pretty sweet.
I haven't watched that. I need to. What channel was that on?
I think it's on Netflix.
It is on
Okay.
Netflix now, but I think Fox owned it, and the upcoming season will be the last.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to sit down and binge that. That's what, 3, 4, 5 seasons?
I
Something
think
like
5, and they're working on the 6th.
Okay.
You'll never see Batman, but you see everything about what Gotham is, and that's what's just so fun about it.
Yeah. But it's kind of like what is that, like not the Legends of Tomorrow, but the other one, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or whatever.
Oh yeah,
except like from what I've heard, that Gotham is like way better than Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
yeah.
I come on. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, well, you just learn a lot about the heroes and the villains, and like it makes sense on like at least because they follow the comics pretty well, at least in my opinion. That you see what they really went through, and you're like, oh, I see why he's like batshit crazy, or she is, or whatever. So
right,
yeah, it's cool. I like it.
I like Come On Mama's pick a Two-Face here.
That's a perfect choice. That is a street level villain. Yeah,
Tommy Lee Jones Two-Face.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, man.
It's so good.
Let's see here.
I saw at Best Buy and I should have bought it. They re-released all the old Batman movies into 4K.
Oh wow.
It was like $60 and it was for like 5 DVDs, and I should have bought it, but I didn't. But
That's awesome. I would love to see Batman and Robin nipple suits in 4K. That'd be awesome.
I'm mad that we haven't gotten a Robin yet. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, whatever. Or at least a Nightwing movie like that.
A Nightwing movie would be pretty cool. I would say that the Titans DCU TV show was the closest you could get, but I don't know.
Gotham is for people who think Batman has too much Batman.
Fair. Absolutely fair.
Hey, Fish Tropic, good to see you, man. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Back onto that list. Next up for Justin, for number 4 was Mojo JoJo.
The craziest villain. There was 3 little girls, all as strong as Superman, and he went toe to toe with them, and he's just a monkey. So that's all I have to say about that. He gave them a run for their money. And if you don't like that one, then we got problems. Mojo JoJo has powers? I don't know.
Really?
I'm looking it up right now.
I don't think he did.
We have to look into that.
He doesn't have power. What are his powers?
He does something with his eyes.
Well, the wife's putting you to shame.
I know.
Ooh.
Wife, you're supposed to be on my side.
Sorry.
Damn, that was savage as fuck.
Chris Barrett called you out, and the wife corrects you.
Damn.
I don't know. Vincent, you finding anything?
I think he does have powers, but the wiki is not really saying exactly what it is.
The lady yelling you at Justin is correct.
I mean, he has super intelligence, which could be subjective. I don't know, but it's Mojo JoJo. Like he's got powers. Like if the Powerpuff Girls
was created through chemical. Damn.
Okay, so this is what you have to do. You have to come up with a replacement.
Oh,
okay.
On the spot.
I'll do Damian Wayne. Oh no, he's not a villain. Sometimes he is.
I'm gonna need you to pick one that's correct.
Right. I'll do Harley Quinn. She's a badass. And
are you sure?
Yeah.
Like as a villain, really?
Yeah. Margot Robbie plays her excellently, and I think that she's a really good choice. I don't know. She treads the line very carefully because, when it comes down to it, like, I think that she would save the world over burning it, but I think she just loves having fun with Mr. J.
Huh.
I don't know. I'm going off of Batman 100, which is the most recent issue of Batman. So they wrote her interestingly well. So, but yeah, I like Harley a lot. I think she's a really cool character. I have one of her statues too. I need to probably do a review on that one day. It's cool. She's sitting on a case of TNT. So
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, it's a really cool statue.
Jameson, Skeps, that's an interesting take. I like that. Him being a street level villain. Never looked at the guy and thought villain once, but I probably should have.
Well, he's like a villainous boss, you know. He's just angry and he's yelling at everybody all the time, and he's just you're scared and terrified of him. So I mean, that kind of fits a scary guy, I guess you could say.
This is a great chat with supporting elements here, talking about other picks too. This is awesome. Wish I could have 100 people on here telling their side of the debate. It's pretty good. So Harley Quinn for your number 4.
Yeah, that's a safe pick.
Vincent, I'm curious on your number 4 here, a Kingpin, and why you placed him at number 4.
Kingpin is the quintessential John Gotti and like Russian mobster level that nobody wants to mess with. Like, he is so good. He's so good at being a bad guy, and there's no other better rendition of Kingpin than Vincent D'Onofrio from the Daredevil series, hands down.
Yep.
No, nobody else compares. I don't care what anybody else says about the Ben Affleck Daredevil. Sorry, but Home Skillet has got nothing over D'Onofrio. It's so good, and I think the coolest thing about his rendition of Kingpin is you get to see the side of him justifying like his actions of being really good. And
what about the guy in Spider-Verse?
He's pretty good, I would say. Like, I think they did a really good job of that, but
yeah,
you can't beat D'Onofrio's rendition.
I agree.
And Chris Barrett, Kingpin is very much like Gotti because he's the head honcho and he's the boss of everything, and what he does is what he does. And also, he does help out the community, the rich community, you know, not the good guys. He's helping out the bad guys. So, like, you could also compare him, I don't know, like, what other big time mobster people out there? Like, there's plenty. Like, it's just a comparison to show how much of a badass he is, and he's like super amazing at being a bad guy. And with D'Onofrio's rendition of him, you get to see how brutal he can be and how strong he is for just like a normal guy. Like, yeah. So there you go.
You're talking Kingpin going up against superheroes.
Exactly.
And he's stood his ground, and he's smashed and destroyed Spider-Man and Daredevil and other superheroes. And it's just like, he's up there.
Right. He's totally up there. And it's a really, honestly, like, he is definitely one of the people that, like, when you think of a villain, most savvy comic book collectors and enthusiasts, they'll probably pick Kingpin as like a really good villain because he fits that really well.
Yeah.
So
that's fair. Yeah. That ending, it popped up on IG versus the Daredevil. Like, after they fight, he's like, "I beat you." And like, I watched that scene like twice yesterday, and it was just so good, man.
Right. Like, so good.
Really, Skeff? There's only been 2 Kingpins? I have to dig deeper into that.
3 if you use the animated one.
Well, I don't know that you'd really count that. But hey, number 4 coming up for me, I had to go with Shredder.
That's a good pick.
We're talking Turtle Tuesdays on C. Woodard's channel. We're reading that IDW run of Turtles, and one of the most prominent villains that I can think of when it comes to comic books through my childhood and growing up is Shredder. Shredder and the Foot Clan. I don't know. I mean, I don't know that I even really need to like defend that at all. In fact, he probably could have been a little bit higher yet, but
I like his artwork.
Yeah. The way they do Shredder in the IWD run, I'm really digging that. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take a moment while we're about halfway through this list to remind everybody watching and everybody watching the replay that the Comic Core supports the Hero Initiative. All the monetization of the channel, all the ads, everything like that goes to support the Hero Initiative, who assists those comic creators in their time of need, the artists and the writers. All the super chats go to the Hero Initiative as well, and they actually have an event going on right now for the Baltimore Comic-Con coming up online. They have the drink and draw sessions where you can bid on original artwork on coasters while everybody hangs out and drinks. So check that out, and don't forget that they have some of those private viewings and videos and get-togethers too, to check that out with your favorite creators. But yeah, I haven't done a great enough job shouting that out on Thursday nights. I should do it at the beginning of the show, but all the monetization of this channel supports the Hero Initiative. It's a great cause. It gives back. It's a charity. So everything we put in here Monday through Friday on the Comic Core, all that work is going towards promoting for the Hero Initiative. So be sure to check all that out in the links below. The links will take directly to the website. It'll take you right to their social media stuff. And at least share the stuff and shout them out. Help get the word out for the Hero Initiative, because their main source of income for their support has been the comic book conventions in years past. And as we all know, in 2020, there have not been any comic conventions. So they could use any assistance that they can get. They could use it, and they greatly appreciate it. I know. And we get that feedback, and they appreciate everybody helping them out. They really do. And rolling on to number 3 for Justin. That's Captain Cold, man.
Captain Cold. I love it. I would say out of all of the Flash villains, he is probably he's my favorite compared to the Reverse Flash. And I know you don't know a lot about, the Flash, Andy, but he's just a great, great villain. He grew up really, really poor. His dad beat him, and basically just did what he could to to get by, and then eventually came into some money. As he started robbing more, got the cold gun. I think he's got a sister, and I think a couple brothers, but at least one brother. And the rogues are his family. And they always give him a run for his money, the Flash. So he's just a great character. That I'm really mad that they didn't keep him in the show that long. I don't know I think they did kill him off. I can't remember right now, but I don't think that they kept him in the show long enough, because they started jumping to really like big mainstream villains. And I think that kind of hurt the show in a way, because they were trying to do I don't know. They were just going so many different ways with the show, and I think that kind of hurt him instead of focusing on building really, really good, character lores and stuff like that. But I like Captain Cold. He's a good villain.
Nice, good pick.
Yeah,
Vincent, you got a take on Captain Cold at all?
Captain Cold is a great pick. Of the Flash villains, that's not super powered. I would say that's a pretty good pick. That is definitely one that came to my mind when I think about the Flash non-superpowered heroes, because there's not really a whole lot. Most of them have some type of enhancement to some degree. So he's really good. And the guy who played Captain Cold in the Flash series, he's a really good actor, and I felt like he really fit that mold for that character too. So
yeah, he did good. They make you believe. Now, I know in the comics you could argue to say that he does kind of turn himself into a meta. I think it was 10 or 15 books ago to I think they did that to bring him back into the show, kind of how they do the books, because they've been doing that with the Joker, how they always just kind of bump him up one more. So I think that's what they kind of did with him there. But they're always going back and forth, which is a great villain.
Excellent. Awesome pick, man. Thanks for sharing that knowledge, because like I said, Flashpoint on Monday's Modern Men this week was my first major Flash read ever.
It's a good read. What did you think about it?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I liked it more than Crisis.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it was more entertaining as a book. There was some pacing that I felt could have been a little bit better, and it got a lot better on the second read through for me. But the first read through, I had no idea what was going on, honestly. But the second read through, I really did enjoy it.
That's a really big That's a big because it's 5 books, and I actually don't own any of them, and I've been trying to, but they just keep going up and up and up and up and up. And I should have gotten it a long time ago when it was like, I don't know, $40 to $60, but now like the set it's like $250 or more.
Really?
Yeah, and some of them aren't even first prints either. So
Oh wow.
yeah,
Wow. So moving on next, I really like this one, Vincent, and I wish I would have thought of this, but Herr Starr.
Bro, like I love me some Preacher. The Preacher TV series was awesome. I love that series. It was great. And I haven't read a lot of the comics, so most of everything I have to go off of is from the TV series. But because of the TV series, I know if I end up reading the comics, I'm going to love it anyways. But I think the actor that they chose to do Herr Starr and like his swagger and how he ran the entire organization and subsequently all the shit that happens to him, and then he comes out on top and he's like all fixed back up to normal and stuff like that, and just I think it's just really great, and it's just a really funny character, and he's just every time when I would see that character in the TV show, like he would be doing something so crazy and how he just talk and just it was just great. I had to pick him. He was awesome.
That's a good pick. I like him. He's like the walk softly but carry a big stick. He's not going to his plans, but he is definitely crazier than a house full of cat ladies.
Yeah, I think it's the first time that you're introduced to him in the TV series when they're all doing the training tests and stuff like that. It's just absolutely ridiculous because he's like so logical and analytical in his thinking, and he's obviously has the right answer for everything. And then like out of nowhere, you just see him. He takes his shirt off and he has nipple clamps on, like with the chain. Like what is this? And just like it's just so funny.
I think we still have to finish that last season. I think we kind of fell off on Preacher when we canceled cable. I'll have to see if I can find it somewhere else.
You can find all of Preacher on Hulu.
Ooh,
awesome. It is all on Hulu, and how the season or the series ended was great. And like it was really good. Funny thing is, one of the shops around here in Flower Mound, the shop actually has the Preacher first appearance of Air Star, Hoover, and the chick. He has that book on there, and you get to see them all on the cover, and he's all standing there with his big ass scar, and he's just all like propped up, and he's just like, I'm Air Star. You know, it's just it was really cool.
Speaking of crazy villains, guess who just popped in the chat? That's C Woodard 19. Hey, good to see you, man. Thanks for popping in. Hopefully your day at work wasn't too bad. And tune in for this guy on Turtle Tuesdays, like I'm talking about. Yeah, Mondays, Modern Men, Turtle Tuesdays. But yeah, that was where did I leave off on the list? The Herr Starr. I like that pick. I really do. I got to think more outside the box like you guys have been doing, like Scott's been talking about. But my number 3, I had to go with Bullseye.
Great one.
Speaking of Punisher, speaking of Daredevil, Bullseye is one of my favorite villains that I see Daredevil and Punisher run into on the regular over the years. And I think they did an absolute amazing job portraying Bullseye in the Daredevil show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. And I was crushed when they ended those shows because I thought I saw 2 of my favorite villains, Jigsaw and Bullseye, actually being done very well on screen. And I wanted to see that develop a lot more. And Bullseye's been around for a long time. And the guy is kind of crazy. I like a lot of crazy in my villains. I like that instability, that mental instability you talk about, like with the Joker, with a lot of other villains. I'd really kind of do dig that. I don't know why, but I think it's just the spontaneity or the you never know what's going to happen with somebody who's crazy. So there's that very uncertain, like, there are some villains out there that are great villains and they spend a lot of time making up plans, but I feel like Bullseye is one of those villains where he's very off the cuff.
Yeah.
Very spontaneous.
I felt like the guy that they elected to pick for Bullseye in the Daredevil season 3 series really did a great job of showing his mental capacity disintegrating over time. I thought they did a really good job of that. Like, I feel like what's his face from the Daredevil movie, Ben Affleck one, Colin Farrell, his rendition, like you could kind of see him being crazy, but it wasn't like the same as this one where this dude literally had some shit going on with his head.
Yeah, they did a great job, especially when they're fighting in that cubicle office scene.
Oh God, yeah,
dude, that shit was amazing. I think I watched that episode like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
I was so impressed.
Yeah.
And
speaking of all
other
great villains, we got Carlito popping in, man. Great to see you. He's a villain standing there looking like a mafioso.
Come on.
But yeah, Bullseye. I mean, I had to fit Bullseye in on that list somewhere. Oh, black cats are villains too, aren't they?
She's not fully black, but yeah, she's black. She's white under the chin. Stop.
Oh boy, but moving along. I'm excited to hear more about this one, Justin. Your number 2 pick was Red Hood.
Yeah, so if you're reading the 3 Jokers, you can kind of, catch my vibe, catch my drift on this. He's not truly a villain because he is part of the Batman family, but he murders people left and right. And I know that he's very similar to the Joker, that he's literally just one bad day away from becoming a villain. So he's pretty much there, and like what Bruce, and Batman did to him as far as leaving him dead. And I get that is some writing, oh, they weren't really going to kill him off, but then they bring him back and stuff like that, which I'm on the hunt for those books. I think I might have located them, but I'm going to get them eventually, which is, the Death of Robin. But Batman really did, excuse my language, he fucked him up. Like, he left him for dead. He trained him, so to speak, but, he basically, Batman is the cause of this. It's one of those things where if he would have done just a little bit better job of maybe being a father figure to him when he needed it, we wouldn't have Red Hood. So I think it's just, he's a really interesting character because he was so gung-ho. He was so like, I'm going to be the next, Dark Knight, figure with Batman. And then, it only took one crazy clown to just ruin his life. So it's just he's just a really interesting character.
Mm-hmm.
So very similar to Harley in a way, a little bit, as far as like the, she was good and becoming bad and stuff like that.
I don't know.
Tiny aspect.
I don't know. I feel like Jason Todd was always unstable.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
I could see that.
I always got the impression that he thought he was the tits.
Sure.
And he just always had a big head and always thought he was better, and always was putting himself in bad situations and just being super arrogant, and then blaming Batman because he couldn't grow up past his arrogance and realize that maybe he shouldn't have been doing what he did.
Yeah.
And Batman did everything he could because Jason Todd didn't meet him halfway to be able to have Batman help him out.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Chris Barrett put a comment in here. Red Hood is DC Punisher light. Punisher kills people, yet he is a hero. Can you tell the difference between what separates Red Hood from the Punisher? Even though the Red Hood does kill people, he's not somebody you fear like the Punisher.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Punisher, is gonna he'll be standing over you when you wake up, and it's boom, done.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like Jason Todd fits better as the Red Hood versus a Robin, but I also kind of feel like Jason Todd is a little bit of a whiny bitch that's just angry, and he's just going to shoot people because he's angry, kind of thing. That's just kind of how I personally look at the Red Hood.
I get it though. I mean, you're right in a way. You really are.
But he's not. I feel like Harley Quinn is a way better character on the good meter side versus Jason Todd. Jason Todd is just too angry and pissed off, and he's taking it out because Daddy just left him. Yeah,
He just needs a hug.
yeah, he needs to sit on a couch and like drink some tea.
Speaking of villains who need a hug, I'm gonna hit up this chat for a little bit because there's a lot of great comments in here. Mr. Gretzky pulling up just a mega bomb here. Negan is a villain. Yes. It totally escaped me to even write Negan down on this list. Negan should probably be in my number 1 spot. Negan is nasty villain. Wouldn't you guys agree? I mean, are you guys caught up with Walking Dead?
Yeah, but he's not my go-to villain in The Walking Dead. Like he's not, and mostly because like I never got to that point in the TV show. But
dude, you get to the point he starts to make your skin crawl.
That's what I've heard.
Stopped watching because of him.
Ooh,
he was such a good character, and I think that they made him just too strong. And when he started just mowing people down and they literally made him a titan. Like he was biblical to the entire show. Like nothing else that they did compared to his level of evil. And I was just like, well, there's no point in fucking watching. He won.
So like I'm glad you made that point because I haven't seen Negan.
Yeah,
I would disagree with you because of my second pick, which Andy will introduce here like in a second. But it's like because I haven't seen that in the show, I can't I can't talk about that.
Yeah,
we'll get to that in just a minute here. But there was a couple of great questions. So TJ the Slab Dragon Watson, great to see you, man. Let me pull the banner down and see if I can get this to actually work for the show. And the comments, if I drop this, then I got to drop the banner. There we go. There's the name. So you got the Vincent McLean, the comic machine, and you got Justin Comics.
Run it.
Fine YouTubers hanging out here tonight. And congratulations again, Vincent, on your 200 mark. And you got a giveaway going on your channel coming up. All your information is in your channel. You just dropped your video today to announce that giveaway.
True.
And Justin, you have a giveaway going as well right now too, don't you?
I do. It's technically over after tonight, but I'm going to leave it up until I make my next video. So I'll probably do a live sometime this weekend. So do feel free to subscribe and leave a comment. I definitely want. I think I only have like 10 or 15 people, and I really wanted to get more, in there because these are two pretty cool books. I mean, the hardcover graphic novel isn't like the best, but if you're a collector of Batman, it's great to have. And then got a Batman 92, so they're good books.
Yeah,
all on me.
So congratulations again on hitting your subscriber mark there and doing your giveaway because you guys got 2 giveaways. We got to find Metarog and get you guys hooked up with Metarog so that he can shout out your giveaways as well. I forgot about that. So Metarog does a weekly show where all he does is shout out the current giveaways and the current contest going on in the YouTube community.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, back to this chat. TJ, great to see you, man. Boy, StreamYard just loaded a ton of comments here. There we go. Picking up where we left off here. Everybody's still hanging out. Appreciate it. Skeff says Red Hood counts, man. He agrees with you.
Skeff is he's like the man behind the curtain.
Jason Todd is just too much teenage angst. He needs to do some teenage stuff. Calm down. That's pretty good. That's actually pretty funny.
Homeskill needs to get laid, like no joke. Like he needs to smoke some weed. He needs to get laid, maybe get drunk, and
just chill.
So there we are. We left off with Red Hood. I'm excited for the second one. I'm excited to hear your take on this, Vincent. And that's the governor from The Walking Dead.
Yeah. So like we were talking about with Negan, like I haven't watched that part of The Walking Dead. So I felt like the governor was a great villain because he was presented strong, but not over the limit as you just described Negan is. And I thought he was just a really great villain, and he was just a really great character to show somebody that like basically has 2 sides to them. Like he's obviously like trying to bring a community together, trying to keep everybody safe from the walkers and all the other bad people, but he's also like, I'm gonna fuck everything up around here and I'm gonna take everything I want and I don't care who I have to go through to do it. I don't care about doing conspiracies or undercutting people. Like, I'm going to do what I want. And I thought those were a great character. I want to get that Walking Dead number 27. I want to get that book. I think it's a great cover because the governor is like an amazing villain in that series. And I really felt like it was strong. Like, after the governor and all of that kind of happened, like, I really kind of felt like the series like kind of started to go down a little bit from there. So
Skeff says Negan is so much better, but I don't know that better is a term that I would use. I think Negan is when it comes to when it comes to like rash decisions or shock and awe, I think Negan was better when it comes to shock and awe. But I'm going to roll right into my number 2 pick because my number 2 pick is also the governor. And why am I picking the governor above Negan? Because of that sadistically nasty section in The Walking Dead where he has Michonne held captive in a storage unit. And without going into gruesome detail, he tortures her profusely for like weeks. It's hard to tell the time.
mm-hmm.
Like, I think like Negan, is a great villain, but he's got shock and awe. The governor was just disgustingly sadistic with Michonne. I mean, the governor sat in a chair and stared at a wall of fish tanks full of severed heads.
I literally was just about to say that. Like,
for entertainment.
Like what kind of like fucked up shit is this dude thinking about on the side? Like,
Negan didn't do that.
Like, what is going on here? I feel like that just shows like a level of sick that person has, and he couldn't present that or like kind of have it a little bit out in the world until the apocalypse happened with walkers.
Yeah. And he literally kept his dead daughter, the zombie daughter, as a pet, chained up in the room.
Then
like
his breaking point.
Fed her. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
Like that like I really do feel like overall the governor is a better villain from what I'm hearing you guys say versus like seeing some stuff in the books and like hearing about the TV show. Like you said, Negan is just like, he was just bringing shock and awe. Like, I'm just going to be brutal. It's going to be blunt and to the point, and it's going to be shocking, but it's not sickening like the governor.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, when you look at Negan, I think of like Caesar with shock and awe and ruling over people with shock and awe. And you get a lot of people that didn't see Negan as a villain in Negan's world, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the TV series. And they didn't really see him as a villain. At the end, everybody pretty much saw the governor as just a sadistic, nasty villain.
Yeah. Like whenever he freaking killed Old Boy. Yeah. Like with Michonne's sword.
Yeah.
And like in front of everybody, he's just like, I'm gonna cut him with the samurai sword, like in the most painful way possible. Like, that samurai sword could easily chop his head off and it just been done with it. But no, I'm just going to just like, and just leave it there and just like, let him just like, just like,
sick. I still can't. That was probably that time when he held Michonne captive in that storage unit was probably the most difficult time I've had ever reading a comic book before.
Yeah.
Like, that literally made my skin jump off of my bones and crawl across the floor. And I was like, and this is kind of appropriate right now, considering The Walking Dead Deluxe is out this week, and we get to relive that story in color. I'm actually really excited for that. And Skeff, man, I don't disagree that Negan is a good villain. I just think the governor kind of edges him out, and just that sadistic, nasty nature is still there with Negan. I just think the governor edges him out, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, it's making my skin crawl just thinking about that. I'm gonna, because at some point, Walking Dead Deluxe is gonna hit that part of the storyline again. I'm gonna have to reread it, and it's gonna be in color. Ooh.
Yeah,
I might need to catch back up and finish it. That way, I didn't just stop halfway or whatever.
I stopped and didn't finish reading, and obviously, social media kind of spoiled it for me.
Yeah,
and I have all the trades sitting there, and I haven't finished reading them. But I think I'm just gonna read Walking Dead Deluxe because it's coming out bi-weekly. I think I'm just going to read that through and through from start to finish as they release it.
Nice.
But Zuni's got a great pick here, Killmonger.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
was a good one.
Yeah, Negan is a showman, but it's governor types that really scare people. I agree with Carlito here. Is Negan was Caesar ruling with fear, shock and awe campaign kind of a deal. Yeah, moving along. We're back. We're into the home stretch here. So Justin, man, are you ready for this one?
Number one.
Your number one pick.
My number one
was the Joker, man.
Batman has an IQ of almost 200, knows every fighting style in the world, a billionaire, and gets beaten up by a clown. Come on, man.
I mean, it's the greatest joke of all time, right?
It is. It's like they need each other. It's so crazy. The Joker will never die. Batman will never kill him. Joker will never kill Batman. They need each other. One is not the other without the other. It's a wonderful story. Like they are so much of the same person. It's insane. So it's just, I love the character of the Joker. I have a lot of Joker stuff, comics, statues. I just think he's such an important character to DC, and he's an easy pick. He gets so many people behind him, and it's just a really cool character to make. It's just I love him. Yeah.
So Chris has got a great question. He wants to know what Joker we're talking about. There's two of them. We're just talking about the traditional Joker over the years, right?
Yeah.
So
just straight standard. I mean, if we really want to get into it, I guess you could say the current Joker of the current Batman run. I really like what they've done with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it feels just like a really, really good comic book. It's just Batman versus Joker. Batman is losing his money. This necessarily wasn't the Joker, but they killed Alfred, and he's using that against him. And it's just a really good storyline. The Joker War, which just finished 2 days ago. So great.
Yeah,
great read.
Oh, The Killing Joke. The Killing Joke, I think, was my favorite Joker read so far. Really,
that was phenomenal. And I mean, the movie wasn't that bad either. Like the animated flick, it wasn't. I didn't mind it.
Mm-hmm. Vincent, man, you have a lot of experience with the Joker at all? Do you have a take?
I was just thinking about that. Like as far as in comics, the Killing Joke Joker was good. I do remember reading that one. And then I also remember, like, I'm sure you guys have watched Comics Explained on YouTube like multiple times. Or it was on Comic Storian. I don't remember which one, but I think it was the Death in the Family one where the Joker like cuts his face off.
Yeah.
And is like trying to like be like something else. I thought that was a pretty interesting read of showing just how kind of crazy the freaking Joker is, like apparently in that story.
I'm rereading that part in the New 52, and it is amazing.
Yeah, I remember that one. And honestly, Mask of the Phantasm Joker, like from my childhood, like I love Mark Hamill being Joker, 100%.
Yeah,
and
he did good at it. He did. The
Batman Adventures, the Batman animated Joker, probably is my favorite Joker of all time. Like he literally just gave us the Joker, the pinnacle of how the Joker would be, with that mix of crazy and hysterical and just outright ridiculousness. And so I'd probably say the Mask of the Phantasm Joker is my favorite Joker. Like whenever like they go to the amusement park and all that craziness is going around and he's hunting the Joker and the Phantasm, and it all culminates to the finale of the story. That's probably one of mine.
Yeah, and then Ricky's there with you, the Heath Ledger and Mark Hamill Joker. And really quick, Mr. Gretzky was talking about the Walking Dead Deluxe coming out bi-weekly. And says, wow, still $8 a month. I mean, a lot of us, I don't know about everybody, but I get a discount at my LCS. It's $3.99 a cover. I think I paid just under $3 after my discount. So let's round it to $6 a month to read Walking Dead Deluxe bi-weekly. I paid more for Batman 100.
Dude, I was so pissed.
I'm actually dropping all of my DC pickups after this.
I was so annoyed. Like to go from $3.99 to $6.99, it made no sense at all. I was really upset.
I'm kind of chapped. I'm not gonna buy any more DC books until I get caught up with the Metal series and I get caught up with that Tinian Batman run. When I get caught up on those, I can make a decision after that and see what's going on. But every time I turn around and I get onto a DC like pull list or add DC stuff to a pull list, I'm going off in the left field here. And a lot of people in the community are like, you should be reading this. And then I agree with them. Yeah, I should. I really do want to read it. And I start pulling these books and I get ready to read them. And I start looking. I was like, wait, what? $6.99? $7.99? Wait, what's going on here?
It's annoying.
Yeah, it's like, well, I can drop one DC pull a month and pay for those 2 Walking Dead books easily.
Yep. Yeah. If the Flash starts to go up like that, I swear to God, I'm going to email someone.
Ooh, yeah.
I swear, I'll call them. I don't care.
This is why you guys should be reading Spawn, because you know how much cover price is for Spawn books. There you go.
But you know what we all should be reading that I haven't read yet is Saga.
Yeah.
God damn it.
What up, Greg? Welcome to the channel, man. Where you been?
Great to see you, man.
Can we
Bearded
talk
been
about
busy.
Zuni's question?
Oh, Zuni, let me look. Ooh, Joaquin Phoenix Joker. Okay. So before we move on with our last 2 picks, give your guys' take on this because I'm curious what you guys think.
Well, I messaged her back and I said I love the rendition of his Joker. I think that movie is an amazing standalone movie. It does not need a sequel. Whoever is listening to this that is like somebody in that, field or a producer, or if you're contemplating about trying to make a sequel, whether or not they actually say they're going to do it, that movie needs no sequel. It's perfect. And it's like a mix of like sad, like I feel sad for the character, but also like, holy shit, he's fucking insane. And he's like, he's literally just going around in his own world and shit just happens for him. It's like, what the hell?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, I love Heath Ledger. I love it to death. I can quote that movie, but Joaquin Phoenix is the Joker for me. I cannot watch that movie and go, like, I left the theater and I was up all night. I don't know. No, I didn't. I didn't get published on that one. My school published me for Spider-Man and then another one, but on those movie trailers. But I really wanted to get a published review on that movie because I was just so truly in love with that character and what he did with it. I was just completely blown away. I left that theater going, wow, I pray to God that never happens because like that's easily how it could happen. Like we're all literally just one day away from becoming that. Like I love Heath Ledger to death. I'm never and will never say that like it's just he destroyed that role. He killed it. It was so perfect.
Yeah. I'm there. I love Heath Ledger's Joker better as the traditional DC Joker.
Right.
The Joaquin Phoenix Joker, the movie never really was created to be a part of DC continuity, and it was just Joaquin Phoenix stretched his legs and did an awesome portrayal. It's like De Niro's Cab or Taxi Driver. De Niro's Taxi Driver, or what is that movie? Taxi?
I think it's just called Taxi.
I don't think I've seen it.
De Niro a long time ago did a crazy Taxi Driver movie. I haven't seen it for years, but it was like Joaquin Phoenix was like revisiting that there kind of, it seemed like. And that Joker movie, I really enjoyed that one. The Joaquin Phoenix take.
I have Saturday and Sunday off, and my wife works Saturday night. I was like, I'm gonna get my comfy clothes on. I'm gonna rewatch that shit, dude. Like that, I loved that movie so much. And he, like, Joaquin Phoenix literally put himself in an insane asylum like Jared Leto did, and studied uncomfortable people and people that like actually had that disease of laughter. And like the laugh that he did, he literally hurt himself. Like he lost 54 pounds for that role.
Oof. Yeah.
Like
he pulled a Christian Bale for the mechanic,
Yeah.
Like he did that, and
it was
like
amazing. Like he gave his whole life for that role, and you saw it on the screen. It was just perfect.
My wife is like a very empathetic kind of person, so that ends up trickling onto me, and I'm not super empathetic with people. I have to like really work to do that, But after we watched that movie and we're talking about it afterwards, it's just like, dude, I just feel sad for that person, like the character that he portrayed. Like, I feel sad, and it was just a very surreal. Like, you could really relate because like it didn't feel like a superhero movie or a super villain movie. It felt like we're watching a movie about just this normal guy that is trying to do shit, and shit just is not going right, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And on top of that, like, his mental instability is getting worse and worse and worse. And it's like you just feel that, and you have such a deep connection. And the fact that Joaquin Phoenix did what he did, like, it just that's why he got an Oscar for it. It's not because he portrayed the Joker and he did a better job than Heath Ledger in that amazing Christopher Nolan trilogy. You know, he literally played a person who was going through the worst parts of their lives in society, and he made us connect with that. And that's why that movie is amazing.
Yeah, great movie.
Yeah. Agreed. God, you could do a whole show just about that movie. But moving along, man, Vincent, I'm curious to learn more about this pick because I do not know. I know Bupkis about this pick, but you got to help me out, man. That's the Purple Man.
Yeah. So, I picked the Purple Man because he is like in a way, almost kind of like the scariest person you could ever come into contact with, because his parents were trying to cure him with something. So they were giving him injections into his spinal cord with some type of like medicine or virus or something like that. And he ends up developing the ability to tell people what to do. Like if he tells you to walk off a bridge, you walk off a bridge. If he tells you to cut your dick off, you're going to cut your dick off.
It's terrifying.
Or if he tells you to go kill somebody, you're going to kill somebody. Or like if he tells you to stand, like and he's really portrayed in the Jessica Jones series, and David Tennant like straight up like was like the perfect role for it. And there's this part where he was like talking to somebody, or he was talking to his dad about his powers like not working anymore, kind of thing. And he like basically got mad at this guy, and he told him to go stand in front of that fence until the dawn of time. And he forced him to do that. And then like hours later, you see everybody walk by like 13 hours later, and the dude's still standing there, and he's like fucking convulsing and shit. Like, yeah, it's insane.
I'm curious here because Skeff says, doesn't that count?
Of course he does.
And Bearded asks if the Purple Man is really a street level villain, and Carlito says the power of persuasion.
So I have a counter to this. Okay, so everybody's familiar with the character Dr. Doom, right? Okay, yeah. So Dr. Doom basically kidnapped and came into contact with the Purple Man at one point. And the Purple Man compels people to do whatever he wants them to do. And he told Dr. Doom to stop doing whatever he was doing to him, and Dr. Doom laughed him off. That's how much willpower Dr. Doom has. So I'm arguing with all you guys in here saying that like he has an actual power, because Dr. Doom was just straight up like, yo, like I'm Dr. Doom. I got swagger, bitch. So I'm just saying, like, he can be killed. He can be killed. He can die from disease. He can die from bullets. In the TV series, he got hit by an ambulance and he had to have a kidney transplant. So like he's still fitting all the levels here. Okay. He's just really good at compelling people to do whatever he wants them to do. It doesn't make him super strong or anything like that. So
I think we're going to roll into my number one, and then we're going to roll into the chat here and do some honorable mentions because the chat's got some other great ideas too. But go ahead, Justin.
That's tricky. I mean, it's hard to, say yes or no. So it's all subjective. It's a good one.
My number one might be kind of a weak number one, but I had to pick Kingpin. And Vincent D'Onofrio's portrayal of the Kingpin just made me want more Kingpin every day, all day long. I did not want those shows to end. The Kingpin's been around for a long time. Kingpin's been a heavy hitter. He goes to fisticuffs up against with Spider-Man and a lot of other superheroes, and still has lasted the test of time.
Yeah. Great character.
It's just a great all-around good villain. He's a little sadistic. He's a little evil. And it's like a well-balanced all around when it comes to making a villain without getting into superhero or super powered villains. So I think he's just a good number one pick for me for street level villain. He might be on some people. There might be a number of people in the chat that kind of disagree with that. There might be a better number one, but I really like Kingpin from everything that I've read with Daredevil and with Punisher. That's what I had to go with. Wow, the chat's moving faster than I can keep up with at the moment. But
yeah, it's going pretty fast right now.
They're talking to themselves.
Yeah, they're all getting in arguments, just like how we're supposed to when we talk about comic books and characters and who's better and who's not, and you're right and you're wrong. That's what this is about. This is about us being right and the chat being wrong.
So for everybody just joining us after coming off some other streams, we'll quick run down the list, do a quick recap. Justin at number 5 had the Vulture. Vincent's number 5 is John Doe from 7. My number 5 was Jigsaw. And Justin had Harley Quinn is number 4, last minute change. That's actually, yeah, I like Harley too. Vincent had Kingpin as number 4. I had Shredder as number 4. I had to go with Shredder. I really like Justin's Captain Cold for number 3.
It's a good pick.
And I really did. Herr Starr. Oh, man. Yes. I enjoyed that quite a bit. Bullseye, that was my number 3. Justin's Red Hood, number 2. Vincent's number 2, the Governor. I liked it so much that I was even wound up right at number 2 with the Governor as well.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
And the number 1 picks were Joker, the Purple Man, and Kingpin. So this chat's moving pretty quick. We'll hit this up. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. We had like 20 people watching, still 20 people here. Appreciate it. Skeff Comics Knowledge is still in the chat, still busting some chops. Bearded Comic Bros here, still busting some chops as well. It's always a good time. CW Woodard or C Woodard 19, man. David Tennant, it's one of his favorite doctors as well. Chris Barrett, thanks for hanging out with us, man. Come on, Mama. Yeah, she's agreeing with Seawood. Vincent's in the chat down there as well. Gore Vidal, man. For those of you that haven't had a lot of interaction with Gore Vidal is probably one of the most educated comic book readers that I know about. When it comes, there's so much stuff that he knows, and he's on a lot of the review shows and the review channels in the chat, participating and helping to guide a lot of people reading that need assistance. Because sometimes things have 30 different layers. Gore Vidal is attached to everything and knows all of it. Really good guy. Carlito agrees with that number 1 pick. So does Animali. Who else do we have in here? Oh, hey, Lion Den. He'll shred that ass. Ooh. Who's Lion Den talking about?
Probably Shredder.
I'll be Kingpin's queen. Hey, Lion Den, welcome to the chat. Wow, you just popping in? He'll be Kingpin's queen. Oh, maybe Lion Den is a she. She's definitely not. Annie and the boys are fine. It must be a she. I don't know about fine. Maybe fine like sandpaper, like the fine quality sandpaper. I'm a little rough. Hey, the boy who had 7. Appreciate you stopping by, man. Yeah, Bullseye. I love me some Bullseye as a villain. In the Lion Den, backing that right up with yeah. Let's leave that right there. Also, Alan Moore's Jack the Ripper. Ooh,
Is that actually like Alan Moore taking from the supposed real life Jack the Ripper? Is that what that is? Because that is a great pick.
Yeah. Speaking of that, we're reading Alan Moore's From Hell on I think it's Board and Noid's channel. We're going to be reading that one of these Saturdays when we can get together. The book is massive. It's like 500 some odd pages. So we're going to read a few chapters at a time and then go over it and make it kind of like an extended series. God, yeah, that's really good too. Some other honorable mentions. What do you guys think?
Mojo
Man.
JoJo. Just kidding. I've been trumped.
I would I was actually kind of thinking about picking
Come on, chat.
the season.
The other really good half of this show. All of a sudden they got quiet. You guys got
Yeah.
some honorable mentions too.
The heck, chat.
I was thinking about the season 1 bad guy from Luke Cage.
Oh,
Did you guys see that?
No.
Oh God, what's his name?
Luke Cage is that one, and Iron Fist is the one I didn't watch.
Don't even watch Iron Fist. Just ignore it.
Yeah, I heard it was pretty bad.
Just ignore it.
I bet you they bring back the Daredevil eventually.
Oh man, here you go. Bearded comic bro. It's actually kind of funny. Now we got a few coming in. Manta. Gargamel. Does Gargamel count? Ooh.
I don't even know who that is.
Diamondback. I'm not sure about Diamond. So Typhoid Mary was going to make my list, but Typhoid Mary does not count, actually. Typhoid Mary has mutant powers.
Ooh.
Telekinesis was one of them that I read. So Typhoid Mary was going to make the list until I dug a little bit deeper. But yeah, Bullseye. Hey, K-Doing. Thanks for stopping in. Bullseye is definitely on that list.
My new number 1 is Charles Xavier. But that's not fair because he's, well, I don't know.
No, I don't think he makes the cut.
Yeah, he doesn't. It's
Uh-uh.
not fair. He's like Mojo JoJo.
Let's see. Some more people rolling in. Hey, Kingpin would be his number 1. Kingpin was my number 1, John. Great to see you. Appreciate it.
I also thought about this. Darth Vader.
Ooh.
It's tricky.
It's tricky, right? Like you can learn the Force, but you're not always having to use it, right?
That's a great question because the Force exists in that entire universe. So they could either
Normal
have
thing.
Yeah.
It's like in Dragon Ball Z. Like, remember when Videl learned how to fly? Like,
Fair.
you can learn how to do it. You know, it's there. I thought about putting Darth Vader on there because Darth Vader is one of the most iconic bad guys ever.
I think you could debate his way in there because the Forces and midichlorians, that's a natural element in that universe. So yeah.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Could you argue Boba Fett maybe?
Yeah.
As a
Well,
clone?
Boba, he doesn't have superpowers. He's got utility. That's it.
Yeah.
So you could easily put him in there, but I don't know if you would consider him a villain though.
It's a good point.
He would definitely fit more like the anti-hero, but I don't know.
Interesting. Well, those are some good honorable mentions. Appreciate everybody in the chat hanging out with us and talking tonight. And street level villains. This has been fun.
Very
This has
much
been
so.
a lot of fun. So next Thursday, I think is going to be the Drew Manchu Cantu comic review. I'm going to take a number of Thursdays off. It's hunting season up here in Michigan. So I'm going to go kind of quiet and dark and try to just do my 20-minute stuff on my own channel, my 20-minute Monday and my 20-minute Wednesday episode. And I think I'm going to go out hunting. I'm going to get out into the woods and get away from social media for a while. So I think those guys are prepping to do the Thursday comic reviews. That'll be pretty fun. If not, I'm sure they'll get together and do something comic related on Thursday nights. And don't forget, everybody in the chat and everybody watching this on the replay, help support the Hero Initiative.
Yes.
Share that information out. Everybody's contact information is down there. The Hero Initiative link is in there. The entire monetization effort of the Comic Core and everything that goes into the shows, the super chats, the ad revenue, everything, that all gets donated to the Hero Initiative. So consider checking them out and sharing that information and supporting those comic creators in need, in their greatest time of need. They greatly appreciate it. And that feedback has come back that they do greatly appreciate this community and what they've been able to do. Because as we all know, 2020 has not provided them a convention to go to receive donations. So everything going into the Hero Initiative this whole year has been donations from people like you in the chat with super chats and people that have been hitting up their merchandise section on their website and checking out those private interviews or private Zoom calls with some of your favorite creators. So don't forget to check out the Baltimore Comic Con is coming up online here soon. They've got a unique opportunity for a drink and draw event, and their link is on their website where you can, I think you could bid for that drink and draw to show up to be there online, where they do those original art pieces on the coasters while everybody's drinking and hanging out. So be sure to check that out, everybody.
Yes, check it.
Yeah, and we'll wrap this show up, man. All the contact information is down below for Vincent and Justin. Everybody congratulate them on their subscriber counts and their giveaways they have going on. Awesome stuff, guys. Vincent, man, where can people find you and what do you have going on?
You guys can find me on YouTube at Vincent McLean, the Comic Machine, as well as on Instagram under the same name. That's where I be at. I do new videos every Thursday. I've got my own show called the Monday Night Jibber Jabber. It's every Monday unless something comes about. And I love to talk about comics and everything comic book related.
Awesome, man. Yeah, and you just dropped your giveaway video today, correct?
I did. So I surpassed 200 subscribers. So head over there, watch the video, like, comment, and follow the instructions in the video to be able to put you in the drawing for the 3 books I'm giving away. And I think I'm thinking about, hopefully, if I get enough comments and stuff in there, to be able to do the giveaway on my next Thursday video. If not, I just might hold it out and then just finally drop it. But there you go.
Awesome. Thanks, man. And speaking of giveaways, Justin, you have one that's about to wrap up. You want to let these people know about that?
Yes, only a couple more days left. Subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think. I think I asked a couple questions in there, like who's your favorite Flash villain or just whatever. Like the video was all over the place and it was a lot of fun. So I am giving away these 2 books. They are in outstanding condition. I don't even think I ever even touched this copy of 92. So probably looking at a 9.8 here. Because as soon as I got it off the shelf, I bag and boarded it. So yeah, come check me out. Would love to make new friends and keep growing with everybody, especially with guys like y'all. This has been so much fun, and I can't wait to grow even more. So I love doing these live shows. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, awesome. I really appreciate your guys' time. It's been a blast. It's been fun talking street level heroes last week. Check out that video, guys. And then street level villains tonight. It's been great. And one last quick honorable mention was hilarious. Comic Jump says every guy on a pre-code horror cover torturing the ladies. So yeah, that's a good last mention there. I appreciate it. Once again, everybody, I'm ComicManAndy. This is Andy Given Thursdays. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to close out this show. I'm going to say peace out. I'm going to say pinkies out. I'll catch y'all on the flip side for the next video. Peace.